But with that being said, we have some more drama going on. Now, this is a bit of a shorter segment here. We've got a few shorter segments. First of all, Keemstar beefing with Dogpack 404 from this drama alert tweet. Here it says, MrBeast exposer and former employee Dogpack 404 requested an Apple Vision Pro for productivity for MrBeast Company. Now, this was initially revealed in the cease and desist that was sent to him that was later leaked by the Daily Mail, and Dawson admitted to this, but here we have this video of him requesting this apparently.
Yo, I need an Apple Vision Pro for productivity. Like, keep in mind, I drove here twice on my own dime, didn't take any money for relocation, no rental car, okay, 90 days, no rental car. That's worth an Apple Vision Pro, okay? This is not a negotiation. If I do not get my Apple Vision Pro, I will cry.
Now, I don't know if the music was added from him or from Drama Alert. I'm not really sure. But we got a little more context, apparently, from this former MrBeast employee who decided to discuss it a little bit, talking about how Dogpack got fired.
Although this was a very goofy way of asking for something so expensive, it was pretty typical behavior in MrBeast land. Alright, so I know what you're thinking. What do me, Sean, and Apple Vision Pros have to do with anything? So I guess when Dawson asked me, he had already asked a couple people around the same time. This became an issue because a couple people said no at the same time that Sean said yes. And this meant that Dawson got his Apple Vision Pros. Now, usually when mommy and daddy are arguing whether you get to have the new Apple Vision Pros or not, the parents tend to get mad at each other. The kid gets in trouble, maybe, but nobody loses their job, hopefully. Hopefully mommy and daddy still keep their jobs after this argument. But in MrBeast land, it doesn't work this way. So after a couple weeks of me trying to get Dawson's Apple Vision Pros with no update on the situation and a huge lack of communication between the different team leads and managers at the company, I ordered the Apple Vision Pros in Dawson's size, because if you don't know, you have to face scan your face to make them fit your face right. So I got Dawson's Apple Vision Pros approved through Sean and ordered them. Now when they finally got here a couple weeks later, I was walking through the hallways with the Apple Vision Pros in my hand, and one of the employees that's pretty important at the company saw me walking around with them, and I said, "Please tell me those aren't for Dawson." And I said, "They are." And this employee told me he's already been told no like 3 times and mumbled something along the lines of, "Someone's gonna get fired for this," which is a pretty typical response at the company when people make mistakes that big. Now, if you saw my previous video, you know I wasn't fired for this.
So apparently there was some miscommunication here.
Although this
the
was
MrBeast brand around whether or not Dawson deserved or needed an Apple Vision Pro, and obviously we know this contributed partially to his firing from the MrBeast company. Well, Dogpack ended up firing back on this claim. He didn't like this too much. He said, "They promised to reimburse my travel expenses, then refused. Is that professional? They used CGI to fake their philanthropy. Is that professional? They kept multiple known on payroll. Is that professional?" Also, you said MrBeast is going to respond. What happened to that? And it kind of does beg the question, is MrBeast going to respond at all? Because he hasn't. Now, Nick Diorio speculated on this a little bit here. He said, "For people who still care, this is likely what's happening with Jimmy's response." So he's got some kind of explanation we're going to get to glean a little bit for anybody who's wondering, why hasn't MrBeast responded? Dogpack insinuated there would be 3 videos, and MrBeast's initial statement was that he was waiting for all these allegations to be made before making his own response video. This likely went off the rails, and Dogpack's 3rd video turned out to be really bad, and he announced a real 3rd video during Oompaville's interview. Dogpack was flaunting how he was saving things and implied the real 3rd video will be significant as it contains all the cut stuff he's been teasing. Now that a 4th Dogpack video is being teased, both sides are completely stun-locked, and the story is dying. At least that's my guess. So it seems like he's just kind of decided not to respond at this point because the 3rd video didn't go that well. The controversy's dying. So he might just not respond unless Dogpack posts another video, which it doesn't seem like he's going to anytime soon, at least. MrBeast has lemon eyes. That's how you know he's evil. Thank you very much, Vegan Gains. But, once again, MrBeast has got bigger things to worry about. He's renting out a theater to watch Talk to It, listen to The Thick of It by KSI, and eat Lunchly. That's what he's up to right now. He's got bigger priorities. Now, regarding MrBeast, we will get a few interesting articles from a few different sources. First of all, Business Insider published an article saying MrBeast's $100 million Amazon reality show may succeed despite controversy, but it could come back to haunt him. MrBeast revealed he spent more than $100 million on his game show Beast Games. The production isn't going anywhere despite the controversy surrounding it, experts said. However, the star YouTuber may find it harder to fund his big projects in the future. Now, he did talk about this a little bit more on the Impulsive podcast with Logan Paul and KSI, where he said he had spent more than $100 million on the show in total. I think he said he had spent $20 million just building like a little city for the people in the show to like live in. So it must be a pretty impressive set. The cost of the show isn't the only thing to have made headlines. It's already been controversial, with some contestants telling Rolling Stone and the New York Times they were not provided with sufficient food or medical care during the first round in Las Vegas, where they lived in a stadium. Some said they suffered injuries. And as I get into an article here, 5 unnamed contestants did file a lawsuit against Donaldson and Amazon to a Los Angeles court in September. The lawsuit alleges pay issues, sexual harassment, and a toxic and hostile workplace. Now, I did already make a video reading the entire lawsuit, but the gist of it is that the people who are a part of this are trying to make the case that they should qualify as employees and therefore receive the same kind of benefits and protections that employees would receive. They argue that MrBeast and Amazon Studios didn't want to classify the people involved, the contestants, as employees because they wanted to get a $2 million tax credit. Now, whether or not that's true remains to be seen. I don't know how this lawsuit is going to go, but I think a lot of it's going to hinge on whether or not they're able to prove that they should have been treated as employees. And if not, I think they're going to have a hard time getting the rest of the lawsuit through. But here we have some more info from Business Insider in this section titled Dodging the Negativity. Robin Abu Chadid, an influencer, global brand identity strategist, and personal branding specialist who founded the creative marketing company Guided Agency, told Business Insider that certain celebrity personas tend to transcend controversy. Donaldson has largely dodged criticism in the past. His exponential growth so far hasn't been tempered by anything that comes his way. Allegations or even legal proof can stay entirely separate from public or consumer appetite for the personal brand, Chadid said, adding that many of Donaldson's core audience, which makes it more than 300 million YouTube subscribers, may not even be reading these articles, which is true. They're definitely not. Now, this article, even if it got 1 million people reading it, is still 1/300th of the people who watch MrBeast. And going to make kind of a controversial statement here. I would guess the kind of people who are watching commentary videos and reading Business Insider are probably not the same kind of people. First of all, those are two different audiences in and of themselves. But I would guess there's very little overlap between those people and people who watch MrBeast videos, you know? I doubt a lot of people in my chat were watching a lot of MrBeast. His audience is comprised primarily of children and normies who aren't watching a lot of YouTube content. They're probably watching the most mainstream stuff, Vivo channels, maybe Philip DeFranco, and maybe some MrBeast. Does MrBeast do the Charleston? I think if he did, it would end this whole drama. That's what I would say about that. Now, they point out that MrBeast has been very tight-lipped about this, saying, Donaldson has been quieter than usual in the last few weeks. His reputation took a hit in July when his long-term friend and colleague Ava Tyson was accused of messaging a child fan inappropriately. Donaldson cut ties with Tyson. Since then, he's hired a top law firm to investigate his workplace, but has been selective about what he said publicly. Donaldson has, however, launched a new product with KSI called Lunchly, which is a competitor to Kraft Heinz's Lunchables, which we saw, the way that launch went. Ultimately, I think a lot of the Twitter and kind of Reddit backlash towards this is not going to have a big effect on the business. I would guess that it will be successful or not successful, relatively independent of how people feel about it on Twitter and Reddit. However, Chadid told BI these stonewall tactics may come back to bite him, affecting his reputation and future partnerships. So they think that this could have a negative effect down the line. He's simply hiding behind his products, Chadid said, adding that there is only so long Donaldson can count on being bankable if he's seen as a risky investment. D'Angelo told B.I. Donaldson might speak up if the controversy starts to affect his bread and butter, his YouTube channel. I'm certain that's something that's on MrBeast's mind all the time, she said. Donaldson's channel is still growing, and there's no sign that anyone is likely to overtake him as the biggest YouTuber in the world anytime soon. But he may find his fans eventually want him to be honest with them. I kind of doubt that, honestly. I don't think the majority of the people watching MrBeast give a shit. The budget for Beast games may be huge, and the audience appetite stronger than ever, Chadid said, but those same fans will soon grow too, and with them, their appetite for transparency and ethics. So as MrBeast's audience gets a little older, they may start to have issues with these controversies as they start to develop more media literacy and question what's going on with the business and the ethics of MrBeast as a brand. But ultimately, if he just gets new children in, it's not really going to matter. Season 6 of Game of Thrones cost $100 million. No shot the Beast show compares. Well, it's a game show, though, right? Game shows are typically not this expensive. Are you saying that he's competing with narrative-based HBO shows? I would say he's not. He's competing with, like, Survivor. And apparently this is the most expensive challenge game show type thing that's ever been done. And I don't think that would be a lie. I don't think that's a stretch of the imagination. Now, MrBeast has also, in the meantime, launched another sort of business. Rather, he's acquired a startup that may make some waves in the creator economy. I'm curious how creators are going to feel about using it, given the kind of reputation of MrBeast. I think audiences, depending on the kind of audience you have, might be mad about the fact people are using this. But I might use it anyway. I'm going to be honest. I might use it because it could be a useful tool for me for finding contractors. Because in the past, there's only been like Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, I guess a few other social media sites to try and field talent for your YouTube channel. And then there's YT Jobs, which is not a great site. But MrBeast has apparently acquired a business for the creator economy called Vouch. YouTube's top creator has expanded his estimated $700 million a year business empire by acquiring the startup Vouch. Founded by the former Cameo employee Marty Pessis, is a platform that allows creators to build their own hiring sites and post job openings. Similar to LinkedIn, the platform lets candidates create profiles, showcase their skills, and list creators they've worked with in the past. A creator can view the applicant's profile page and application and direct message them within the app. Creators really are much more like traditional businesses these days. We found that creators that had ops people in seat were able to move a lot quicker and have a lot more effective hiring initiatives. So we often push our partners to start with that role if they didn't have it. So he acquired this business, which is apparently built to help scale YouTubers. And I'll be honest, I'll probably use this. I will vouch. True. I'll probably use this business, this app for, hiring stuff in the future if it goes well. And I have no shame about that, frankly. You need new hires for YouTube. Most people who apply for jobs with me fucking suck. So hopefully this will be able to kind of call out the people who are bad at editing or are delusional about their skills. I don't think YouTubers care about the Beast Trauma. His newest video is Kai Cenat, Speed, Jadion, and the Indian guy from Sidemen. Did he post a new video again? I thought that was the old video. This video?
We are spending the next 7 days in this massive underground city.
1 hour ago. Oh, it does feature Kai Cenat.
Underground city!
That's kind of surprising to me. If that is the case, it seems like, I don't know when this was filmed. It could have been filmed months ago, in fairness.
Start rolling avalanche.
There is Jadion. I'm curious if these creators are going to get shit for collaborating with MrBeast.
9 YouTubers. Everything you're going to witness from here on out is just pure chaos.
You'll sleep in the elevator.
Logan Paul's in it.
Elevator?
If they're in the elevator, how do we get up? We gotta take 15 flights of stairs, Kai? You're not thinking. Bro, you just got here, bro. You just got here last night. Bro, why is he the mayor?
I like how Kai Cenat has to stand on a bench to be taller than Logan because he's like 5'6".
I'm just gonna say it.
All right, we need to start acting on these orders. You guys go ahead and carry your stuff to the elevator.
Enjoy your dictatorship.
Hey, enjoy your elevator.
Yeah, enjoy your elevator, buddy.
Bro, me.
Very interesting. So yeah, it seems like, the thing is, this was probably filmed months ago if I had to guess, because MrBeast videos come out like a long time after the production starts. But yeah, if you look at the comments, Chandler is back apparently, who had previously left the entire MrBeast channel to do like Bible study verses on TikTok. He's back in the videos, which is very interesting, kind of surprising actually. But it remains to be seen what the reception will be on this video. Now we do have one more article here from Dexerto with a MrBeast employee apparently interviewed. Former MrBeast employee explains why YouTuber's invincible attitude is costing him. It's costing him, okay? He's suffering from some negative press apparently because of this. And it seems like from the inside some leaks are forming. A former MrBeast employee opened up about his experience working with YouTube star, saying the creator's invincible mindset is causing him big problems. And this is an interview with Trey Yates, who you guys may remember we watched an interview with him where he talked about MrBeast apparently handing out Adderall. Base moment. I want to work at MrBeast now. What the hell? Give me some of that. Give me some of those stimulants, dude. I'll be cracked. He said that Donaldson's unstoppable attitude toward doing the impossible with every video is partly to blame for the recent backlash, as told in an October 9th interview with Polygon. For years, Jimmy felt like he was invincible, Yates told the outlet. What we're seeing now is the repercussions of him thinking that way. In his YouTube bubble, he could get away with that as his target audience was children. If he wants to continue to scale up, he can't just say and do whatever the fuck we want anymore. It's worth noting that this mindset is part of MrBeast's business model, as told in a leaked PDF document that acted as a brain dump for his ideas. MrBeast breastables when? That's a great question. I think that would save the brand for sure. That would save the brand. Notably, MrBeast created a section called No Does Not Mean No, where he outlined expectations for dealing with clients' responses to tall orders. When dealing with people outside MrBeast Productions, never take a no at face value. He wrote, if we need to sort of buy everything inside of, and you call the local Dollar Tree and that person answers no, you can't film there, that literally doesn't mean shit. Yates said he was fired from MrBeast's company after arguing against requests to work longer hours, something he decided to do after missing the birth of a relative. Now, he and other former employees are speaking out against the YouTuber, such as fellow creator Dogpack, who went viral for his multiple video exposés about the influencer. Thus, Donaldson has yet to officially address the ongoing backlash against himself and the brand, outside of defending his latest product, Lunchly, which he did do on Twitter here, as well as publicly distancing himself from Ava Chris Tyson earlier this year. So that's really the situation that we're in now. Here, he did defend Lunchly, saying, Lunchables sells hundreds of millions of units and countless people eat it. Our goal is to give people a better-for-you alternative to it. Our turkey meal, for example, is 80 less calories, 60% less sugar, more electrolytes. We use real cheese. They use cheese products. They can't call it cheese. Higher quality meat, etc. Obviously, eating fresh chicken and broccoli is healthier, but if someone's going to eat a pre-made meal like this, which millions of people do through Lunchables, then I think giving them a higher quality version at roughly the same price is a net good IMO, and why we launched Lunchly. Also, we get economies of scale, and we can get things cheaper. We'll only be able to improve the product more and more. Now, as the community note here notes, I have a feeling that this kind of healthier business model doesn't really work, and it's kind of a mistake in the first place because, first of all, you're kind of reaping the benefits off of saying it's a healthier product, which maybe, the original MrBeast formula for chocolate was. The problem with that is that when you're making chocolate, people don't really care that it's healthy. They care that it tastes good. And the first MrBeast chocolate formula did not taste good. I personally tried it. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was pretty bad. But the new formula I thought was pretty good because they stopped trying to make it healthy. And as they note here, Feastables chocolates were also marketed as being healthier than other chocolate bars, only 5 ingredients. Later, the recipe was reformulated. They are now no healthier, and the extra ingredients are disguised as unsweetened chocolate, counting as one of the 5 ingredients. So essentially what happened here is, and I think he's talked about this on podcasts. He was like, look, we tried the healthier formula. It didn't really work. People didn't really give a shit. They didn't really want to eat it. They just want good tasting chocolate. And I think that's probably what's going to happen with most of these YouTuber products. Because when you're eating slop in the first place, are you really going to care that it's a particularly healthy product? I would say no. And I personally wouldn't, When I go to McDonald's, if they offer a healthier alternative, but it tastes worse, I'm going to be like, go back to the old thing. I don't give a shit. It's cheap. I know it's cheap. It's going to be slop. I know it's going to be slop. Just, give me the cheap slop that tastes good rather than trying to make it healthy and make it taste bad. So that's kind of the update on MrBeast stuff.